welcome back to my channel, or for those of you that are new here, thank you so much for joining me. My name's Katie and I am of Kitty and Katie Ears, which is my small business, and I've also just moved into my brand new home, which is a new build 4-bedroom home by David Wilson Homes. So you may have joined me along our moving journey and watched the moving vlogs. If so, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed following along as we renovated and moved into our new home. So if you have joined me from my personal account on my Instagram, Mrs. Katie Jane, thank you so much. I'm sure that you're going to enjoy seeing this other part of our new home. Or perhaps you've come across here and found me on YouTube because of my crafting and my Disney obsession. So my small business is Kitty and Katie Ears. And I create Disney-inspired creations and beautiful things that you can wear in the Disney parks and just show your love of Disney. So this is where I'll be running my small business and doing the craft. So this is part 2 of my craft room transformation series. This is the big reveal. But if you haven't watched the previous video, which goes through what it was like before, then I do recommend that you check out my video from last week, because the transformation has been amazing and you must have a look. So I will link that video up above and also in the description, so you can have a look at the befores before you see the amazing transformation. So today is the big reveal. I'm finally going to show you every single corner of this amazing craft space and office. And I'm also going to talk you through the different items that I have in here, the pieces of furniture, my storage solutions, and everything that I've put in here to make this space a really practical crafting space and a spot for me to run my small business as well. So a lot of the furniture and things for this room are from Ikea, also places like Aldi, Poundland and places like that. So I will tag as much as I can in the description below so that you know where I got things. But I also will be tagging things and finding different items on Amazon, and I've put all of those into an ideas list on my Amazon affiliate page. So if you're wanting to get some ideas about what to use in your craft room and what sort of items you can get, I've shared a whole list of things on my Amazon and I will tag that link down below. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel because it really helps me out, and also ring the notification bell so that you do not miss any of my future videos. If you enjoy watching this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up so that other people will see this video that might also be interested in watching along. It really helps the channel and I really appreciate you being here. So I'm going to go through and do the tour of the office and craft space and Disney room, and I'll just show you all the different things that I use to make sure my space works. This is my first time having a dedicated craft room. In my previous video, I talked about my previous crafting spaces. When we were living in Sydney, I was just using the dining table, and when we moved here to the UK, I actually just had a small space in a cupboard that I had my desk in and a few other things. So this is a really big, amazing space. It's got 2 giant windows. It is, I think, 5 meters by 3 meters. And so it's really spacious, and I've got enough space not only for a crafting area here, but also for my computer desk, for when I'm doing work, and also for my collectibles and things like that. So I really hope you enjoy watching my video and having a look at my beautiful new craft room office Disney room. Make sure you let me know in the comments down below what part of this office you love the most, and also if you have anything similar to this. I'd love to know about your amazing craft rooms and what you have in yours that make them a really wonderful workspace. Okay, so I'm going to give you a bit of a tour now of the finished craft room and office, and Disney room is what I'm calling it. So this is the door here, and when we walk in on the right we've got the beginning of my desk. So this end unit is a Ikea leg option that you can get for the Linnmon desks, which is what this desktop is. So it's got these two shelves, and we've actually had this for a while. We purchased this in Australia when we had this desk previously. So it's I think about 70 centimeters high, so we already had that leg, and it's good just to add a little bit of extra storage. So I've just got some magazine files and some excess ears and some jewellery and headbands in there. And then on top of it, because this is more stable, I've put the Cricut Easypress heat press just here. So I've got my two different size mats, and that way with the leg being big, I can put my pressure on this to use it. I've also got a pin banner that I made with just a few of my pins from Disney, which is really cute. I love those as a way of displaying pins. And here I've got my light pad, which I bought from Spotlight in Australia. So when it's plugged in, this lights up, so I can draw on it, or I can weed vinyl when I'm doing an intricate design. I've got just a few things here stationery wise, like my planner, a weekly planner for when I've got orders that I need to be getting done. I sort of write down which component I'll be working on per day when I'm working in the summer and things like that. And then I've got some pens, art pens, Sharpies and different types of pencils. These canisters I think came from Asda, yeah. And I thought I didn't want to use them for tea or coffee. I knew straight away I wanted them for craft. They're just really cute. Then the next little spot is my smaller self-healing mat, and then my bigger one. So this will be my workspace where I'm doing the majority of my actual creating and crafting of my ears and everything else. So I've got this little Ikea Variera, I think they're called. It's just the little shelves that you can put in your cupboards and things, and I've always liked to have these so you've got a little bit of extension of the desk. So I've just popped a coaster and some paper clips under there, but I've also got my Cricut tools on top, and they are in a desk set that's silicone, and I bought this from Kmart in Australia in 2019. So because it's silicone, you can just shove your different blades and tools in there. It's really great. Then I've got my lamp, and then we go up to the Ikea pegboard, which is called Skådis, and I've got hooks and all the different bits and pieces on there to make this work. So I use ribbon a lot in my work, so I wanted to have the ribbons right there, easily accessible. So they are hanging on what I think Ikea might call a paper towel rail, and they can spin, and I've just put a bit of tape on the end to make sure they don't unravel. I've got one of their little shelves here for paints and glitter paints, which I do use often as well. This is a fridge organizer, I believe, for big bottles and things that I got from Poundland. So I've just hung it on hooks, and it works awesome for those big bulky things that won't fit anywhere else, but I do use like a big long ruler, and the coasters are what I use to make my ears, the cardboard. I've got my tape measure, lint roller, which is really essential for making sure threads and sequins and glitter and things get cleaned up. I've got my roller, a couple of pairs of fabric scissors that I use, and then behind the lamp is my stash of extra spare glue sticks. And then up on this side we've got a clock and paintbrushes, some highlighters. This is more like an office-y area now, for if I want to put this away and I want to do some work, administration work, I'll put this away and I can actually do some work. The whiteboard, I use for just writing down what orders I have and when they're due to go out and what they are and the order number. So that's what that whiteboard's there for. And just another pair of scissors, and then I've got this cute artwork from Gary C, which is Mickey and Minnie Squiggles, I think it's called. And this one here is from Homemade Lemonade Co., which was given to me by my friend Ella. So she thought that was perfect for me because that is my main crafting area, is making mousies. And then up here we've got my pennant flags from Disneyland and Walt Disney World. So these are amazing. I got this one in 2019 from Walt Disney World, and then for the celebration of Disneyland's 65th anniversary, they released this range with the different lands at Typo, and I got those sent over from Australia, and they're awesome. I'm so happy to have them. There's just a little artwork I did last spring, so it's back in. And then underneath my desk is my little Eames style chair. These are, I think, the most comfortable chairs to work in. They're just molded plastic and they're really, really comfortable. I got this for £10 off Facebook Marketplace. And then I've got my bin, which is just a big one from Ikea because I use that a lot. And then under here I've got this little trolley, which I got again off, I think I got it for free off Facebook Marketplace. And this is my trolley for current projects. So my glue gun's hanging there because it needs to be plugged in underneath. So as much as I wanted it up on there, it wouldn't have, the cord would pull. So it has to be under because then I use it. Then I've got my different cut out templates that I use for cutting fabric and things. This is for projects I'm currently working on, so they're pre-cut pieces, and then like the different embellishments I'll need. Then on the next shelf, I've got these little plastic containers with lids from Tesco, and that one has batting for bows, and that one's got stuffing for stuffing the padded ears. And that is all also spare pre-cut things that I've just cut and will use at some point. And then I've got my little velvet stool, which was in my walk-in robe in our old house, but we don't have one now, so I'm just going to pop that under there, and it's just another seat to be used if needed. Then when we come over here, I've got my Ikea kitchen trolley. This was a kitchen trolley that we've had in our kitchen in the past few homes, but this time around we didn't have space for it, so I've repurposed it to be my cricketing trolley. So the Cricut is on there. This stuff is not going to stay here. I've got to rehome all these papers and labels and things, and this is all my vinyl, and then these are just additional tools and notebooks. So I do need to rehome these, but at the moment they're just sitting there because when the Cricut gets used, it'll actually be turned 90 degrees so you can feed the mats and they will go this way. So for now that's just there to keep it tidy. But this is a really great tool really, because it's got the stainless steel shelves so it can get bashed around, and it's got this really solid sturdy wooden top, and it's at standing height. I think that's really good for the Cricut. If something happens and it gets tangled, you need to just be able to get in and look in and up above, so sitting isn't really ideal. So that is my Cricut machine, and then we've got our printer underneath tucked away. I've got my Dyson, handheld Dyson, which I use constantly when I am cutting, especially when I'm doing sequins. And then I've got just an in tray for mail, and this basket is basically at the moment just stuff that needs to be used and doesn't have a home right now. Also on here you'll see I've hung some command hooks, and I've got my Cricut mats hanging on the side. That is an awesome way to store them out of the way. I love having them hung, and this kitchen trolley is going to work brilliantly for my cricketing. Okay, so this is one of my Billy bookcases. I actually have another one that I'd like to get, but they were out of stock of the single, so the single I wanted to go there. But for now I've just got this one to have my collectibles in the top, and as you can see it's looking quite crowded. And I've also got, you know, just some plushes and my Disney books, which I use when I'm doing promotional photos and flat lays and things. I've got Just a couple of little things like this mini on Dumbo, which is also part of the Disneyland 65th, pops. I've got, and they're hard to see because they're stacked, but I've got the 3 beautiful book style journals for Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty and Snow White. So ideally they would be like each standing alone so that you could see the entire book for the whole set. I've got my Cinderella popcorn bucket and my Barbie and the Rockers Barbie, and then I've got this Elsa and Anna dolls that I got from Disneyland Paris. So there's just a few collectibles there that they are a bit crowded at the moment, but hopefully I'll be able to push them across once I get the other Billy. And then up the top I put all these glass jars. I've got all my embellishments and just things I use with my designs. So there's keys there that I put with the Alice in Wonderland. There's forks, which are the dingle hoppers for Ariel. I've got the honey sticks for Pooh and the different Winnie the Pooh ones. There's all mermaid bows, feathers, palm leaves, buttons, those types of things. I thought they were cute to display. So it'd be better if they were just spread out across a whole shelf together. So that's the plan for them. Okay, so then in the solid parts of the Billy cupboards, I have all my fabric in these white boxes, which are also from Ikea. I need to get more because, as you can see, they start to overflow. This is leather and fake fur fabric, like teddy bear fur for Cruella de Vil, so that stuff is quite large. And then down the bottom I've got my excess coasters, and then in these amazing tubs, I got them from Tesco and I absolutely love them because they stack and they've got these lids and the handle, and they're the green which I was wanting to put into the room. I've got jewellery making stuff, 2 tubs with embellishments like buttons and beads and sequins and rhinestones and all that sort of stuff. I've got sewing stuff. I've got one that's just full of stationery and stuff that actually belongs on my desk at school, but we don't have desks at school at the moment, so it's just being stored. And then there's one that's just full of glues like Mod Podge and also some lacquers and things like that. So that's really great that they're all tucked away. And then I've just got the little tiny sewing machine in there. But that works really well to have everything hidden away. Okay, so this is what was the extent of my craft storage when we lived in Australia. I was just working off of our dining table, and so as you can see, it's just got my storage, and I just love that there was one drawer for fabric. Like, how funny. You know what it's like when you first start crafting, and this project was meant to be, oh, I'm going to make some Disney ears to take to Disney World, so then I won't have to buy them, and it's going to save a ton of money. Well, obviously now it's turned into a full-blown obsession, and yeah, what can I say? So this was, I think it's really funny to see that this was what I had, and now it's all overflowed well beyond that. It is empty, apart from some bits and pieces which I've just thrown in there for this tour to tidy up, but it's going to be repurposed. I'm going to take the sticker labels off and give them a good wash because they're full of glitter. And Scott's going to repurpose this little drawer unit for the inside of his cabinet. On top, I've just got some wedding photos of Scott and I, and also my parents, which was used in our wedding, and I actually never gave it back, so sorry about that, Mum. But I just love that. And then we move over to my actual work desk. This is my computer desk, which is it's actually a dining table from Ikea. I'll tag everything below in the description so you can see which products I've used, because a lot of it does come from Ikea. And this is a dining table, as I said. It's solid wood, and it's that beautiful mid-century light, you know, like an ash style, which is my absolute favourite wood tone. And it's massive because it's well, you could fit 6 people at this dining table. Because it's a big dining table, it's got so much space for my computer and my monitors for when I'm doing schoolwork or gaming, if I'm going to be gaming, etc. So I bought this pleather mat, like a mouse pad from Amazon, and I love it. Absolutely stoked with that because I can use my mouse and it just slides really nicely and it protects the table. And then I've just got my computer stuff, my Surface, another one of those shelves, which is really great for getting the computer up off the table so I can use it to make sure my neck doesn't hurt. and just a notebook. We've got my Amazon in here and my headset, and this really cool headset holder. Again, I got that off Amazon. It was about £7 and I love having them up off the desk. This is a pinboard whiteboard, sorry, that I got off Facebook Marketplace for free last week, so that's great. And then I've got some Ikea LUM.R floating shelves that Scott installed yesterday for some more of my Loungefly bags. So this is going to be my princess collection. So I am collecting a bag for each of the Disney princesses, and I've got 7 there so far, and I have Snow White on the way. So the Duffy one is just sitting there to fill a gap at the moment, but the Snow White one will go on the end. And yeah, that's my beautiful princess collection of Loungefly as it stands today. So then under the desk I've just got my travel case, and that's what I use when I go on holidays and take crafting stuff with me. So it's like a rolling suitcase in a way. It's got wheels and a handle. And also under my desk I've got my other Eames style chair. This one is the R.LUM.R chair, and I got this for free off Facebook Marketplace. So I've got the two which match. They've just got the different legs, and I love having those, and they're really comfortable to work in. And then above my desk is this amazing Disneyland opening year map. Of course it's a replica. It is fabric, and I got this from Typo as part of the Disneyland 65th anniversary range. I'm just going to zoom in. So it's this stylized look of the different lands. It is not the entire map that, in that it doesn't have all of the details. It's just got Tomorrowland, Adventureland, and a bit more of Tomorrowland. So it doesn't have the entire back, which is where the writing would have been, but it's got the map, and so it's got the different opening attractions, like you've got Robinson Family Treehouse, is that what it's called? The castle, of course, Matterhorn bobsleds, those types of things, and then also Autopia, the train. Yeah, it's awesome. So, oh, and the Skyliner thing. The teacups are there. So yeah, this is an amazing map. Of course, anybody that is a fan of the parks and the history of the parks, this kind of thing is right up your alley. And I just think this makes the room, it ties everything together, the tones, the colours, the pink, and that sagey green, which I've tried to put throughout. Like these tubs, which I didn't talk about earlier, but they have excess packing materials and blank t-shirts and water bottles and things for me to do projects on. And there's a little BB-8 up there. But yeah, I think this map is just, you know, beautiful and a real lovely piece of history for somebody like myself. Then when I take a few steps back, we can see my amazing order packing cart. This is from Aldi Australia. It is meant to be a gift wrapping station, but I've repurposed it to make it an order packing cart. So in my previous video you might have seen me talk about this, but I'll just give you a quick tour. So it's meant to have wrapping paper rolls in this section. We've repurposed it to put my boxes that I use most regularly and some soft packing envelopes. Down the bottom I've got my expanding envelope folder that I put receipts in, and mail evidence that I've mailed off orders and things, and then some little Disney postcards that I sometimes pack in with my orders. I've just got some stationery things I use for packing orders here, including a little lint roller, just to make sure that when I'm sending my orders off, they're all tidy and ready to go. I've used, this area was meant to be for ribbon, but I've put my bubble wrap roll on there, and then I've got a paper cutter just there. In the drawers I've got more envelopes in this spot, tissue paper in this one, and this one has more excess bubble wrap, bin bags for my waste bin, and extra tapes. And then over to the side I've got the stickers that I use when packing orders, and some confetti, Mickey head confetti that I bought off my friend Ella, who has Enchanted by Ella is her website. So if you're interested in her things, she makes beautiful items, and her shop is currently open this weekend. Enchanted by Ella is where you can get some of those, so they're to be put in my orders, which is really awesome. I've also got on top my scales, because of course I need to weigh my orders before I post them. I use click and drop with Royal Mail, so that means I can print my labels from home, and now you can actually organise collection, which is really handy, so everything can be done here. I'm just so happy about that. The other great thing about this order cart is that it's on wheels, so it moves really easily and I can just move it out of the way as needed if I want to, and it doesn't take up a huge amount of room. Okay, so turning around, we've got one of my beautiful windows, and this is just a place where I relax, actually. It's not just a workspace for me. I've been sitting in here and relaxing a lot. So this is my velvet green slipper chair, which came from Aldi in Australia. It's just got a little cushion on it from Sainsbury's, was that one? It was sort of a Christmas one, but we're going to put it downstairs. I've just put it there for now. Then we've got my Kallax units, the first of my Kallax units. So these, none of these are new. This one came from Facebook Marketplace and it already had the cupboards on it, which is great. That one was ours and this one was already ours. So I've added the drawers to make this better for my office. So in here I've got cables and photography things. Then we've got stationery, and of course I've got a million glue sticks and scissors and things because I am a teacher, and I've unpacked my school boxes, so I've got some stamps and that's sort of school stuff. Then here I've got my label maker, a little glue gun, again stationery and stuff out of my classroom, so excess rulers and staplers and things. And then this one's got whiteboard markers, highlighters, coloured pens for marking students' work, post-its and things, and calipers, and some glasses of cleaning cloths. Down here I've got, in this tub, some other backpacks and bags that I use in the Disney parks. They're not Loungefly though. And then this is our tub of things we take to Disney. So that's my pin book, we've got magic bands, my passport's in there, we've got ponchos, first aid, toiletries, umbrellas, all that sort of stuff that we always take away to Disney. So it just lives in here when we're not away. Over to this side, and we've got my trims and excess ribbons and things. So I use these pom-pom trims a lot. They stack, which is great. I've got cord, I've got like plastic trim, all types, braiding, all of that sort of stuff. And I've tried to sort of make it look pretty. And then I've got twine, elastic, tulle is in here as well. I'll just take this one off. That one's a bit of a mess. They're all little offcuts, but I've got tulle, glittery tulle and that. So they just sit there. When I am using a particular colour, I'll grab it and then I will move it into that trolley. So I've got it there with me, and then in theory, I will return it when finished. Whether that actually happens, I don't know. It'll probably all just build up in that trolley until I need to tidy again, but that's the reality. This is an awesome unit that I got from Ikea last year. So it's a letter holder, I believe, and they slide out, and they've got, you can just see they're cork, so they're grippy, and I've just organised my foam, craft foam, and I've rainbow coordinated them, of course, and so that's where my craft foam is living. And as I said, I got this one off Facebook Marketplace, so that's why they've got the glitzy handles. But this cupboard is not yet sorted, but I've just got in there a plate shelf from the kitchen, and I'm going to sort out my felt better, and there's excess foam. These are big A3 sheets of foam and they're A5 sheets, so that needs to be organised a bit better. But that's the good thing about having the cupboard doors. Okay, then we go into this cupboard, which has paint all in there, hooks, command hooks, and extra pencils, extra pens, and then underneath it's got stamps, it's got polymer clay as well, and just some other artsy crafty things. Right, then we've got some of these tubs that are in the billy, but they're giant ones, and I absolutely love them. So that one has my headbands that I use to make my ears, and I love how much space this has, and that I can put the lid on and it's hidden. This one has fabrics that I'm currently using, so these are for projects that I'm actually going to be working on. So then I can just get out what I need and put it in there rather than having to go and dig around in those big tubs that are sort of stacked on top of each other. Another one of the big green tubs from Tesco, and it's got my excess polyfill. So that's what I use for stuffing my ears because I like them to be big and puffy. And then another one of my baskets, those two gold baskets came from Kmart in Australia. This one has completed ears, so completed orders that are ready to ship. So then on top of this unit, I have on this side some Zoom Zooms, which are super cute. A coaster because I like to have a coffee here. And then this is my Kmart pegboard that I have had for a couple of years now, and it's how I store a lot of my ears. So these are all ones that I have made. And you can see that they just sort of stretch out on the pegs, which is great because it means that they stretch out so they're not so tight on your head. So that just is a way of displaying some of my ears that I've made, and I will rotate them as I see fit. I've also just popped a couple of my magic bands on there as well. And then the Zazu ones are up there on a hook because they're so big. Then we come around here and more of my Loungefly collection. So I've got 2 bags and ears and a couple of my bum bags on the top there. Here's my other window, and I've just hung a hook there for my spare flags for making pin flags. I've got my light ring for when I'm filming videos and taking photos. A couple of little decorative things, my 2 Ks for Kitty and Katie, which is my business name. And then we've got the wall of Loungefly. I mean, this makes my heart happy. These are my collectible Disney and Star Wars bags, and they're just stunning. So these are Kallax units. You can get a 4x4, but I already had a 2x4, so I bought another 2x4 and I've laid them on top of each other. And they fit well in this space, so that's great. I've got this little gap between the wall, and I've just put the tripod for the camera there, and that's just a filming backdrop, a white backdrop for flat lays. So they are my big wall of Loungefly. And then we've got all this space, which I've got the dog's bed there, and I think it's lovely to have all this extra space so the room doesn't feel too closed in. And then here I've actually got my cupboard, and brace yourself because this is full. So it's just packed all the way up to the top with mostly stuff from my classroom. I've also got my crafting apron and some blank canvas bags and things for making bags for Kitty and Katie ears. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you loved seeing inside my new amazing craft room. I hope that I can keep it tidy because this is probably the last time that it's ever going to look this pristine, especially if I start cutting up sequin fabric and things like that. Please let me know in the comments down below what part of the craft room or Disney room you loved the most. And again, if you have a craft room yourself and some amazing hacks and ideas, I would love for you to let me know about those in the comments because I will always be looking to improve mine. I will be linking all of the items that we used in this craft room, if possible, in the description. So please check that out. You can also have a look at my Amazon affiliate links, and that will provide you a whole list of ideas for setting up your own craft room, and I will put that link in the description below. I am on social media and would love to see you over on my Instagrams. So my personal and home Instagram is Mrs. Katie Jane, and my business is Kitty and Katie Ears on Instagram, and that's where I channel all of my creative and also Disney love into that particular account. So absolutely would love to have you following over there. So thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you've enjoyed watching this room transform. Please make sure that you like the video if you've enjoyed it. And I'd love to have you subscribe and turn on notifications so that you can keep up with everything that's going on with our new house and also with my crafting. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.